For quite a while, Jalen Ramsey was considered one of the best, if not the best, cornerbacks in the National Football League. He was also not afraid about expressing his opinions on who is good in terms of quarterbacks, especially wide receivers. Who is good, who is garbage, and who just needs just a little bit, right? And when it comes back to Justin freaking Jefferson, where Jefferson and Ramsey, when they squared off at US Bank Stadium week 16 last year, Jefferson before the season said that he circled that game on the calendar. Best versus best, iron sharpens iron. And even though the Rams allegedly won at US Bank Stadium last year, week 16, 30-23, Jefferson did have a solid day. 8 catches, a $116 receiving on 13 targets. So he did okay. Also, Jalen Ramsey, even though he should have been, he wasn't shadowing Justin Jefferson the entire day. Jefferson did put up 3 catches for 24 yards on 9 targets against Ramsey, but yeah, it wasn't. Jefferson had a good day, but Ramsey certainly got his. Also had a pass broken up as well. Most of Jefferson's damage was against Darius Williams, who got paid by the Jaguars. But then again, who didn't? But Jalen Ramsey was on talking with Ryan Clark, and he was asked to list his top 5 receivers in the National Football League for 2021 going into this season. And there is a name absent. There is a name absent from the list. Now, he tried to walk it back on the gram a little bit later on, and he did a top 10, which did include Justin Jefferson. But let's walk through. So, Davante Adams won. We can actually finally say, yes, respect. Davante Adams is a top 5 receiver. Would I take him over Justin Jefferson? Right now, no. Especially given age. Adams, 30, Jefferson, young. He's not even into his prime yet, and he's this good already. Tyreek Hill. So we're going to find out how good Tyreek Hill is without Patrick Mahomes, because I think a big part of Hill's success was having a quarterback with the best deep ball in the National Football League. So now that he's going to go to the Dolphins, which are the Dolphins, and he's got Tua or Teddy thrown to him, I don't know. So I understand why you would hype up Tyreek. I don't know if I would put him in the top 5. Debo, respect. But as a pure wide receiver, which is what we're asking here, I would put Jefferson in over him easily, and this comes down to the All-Pro voting yet again, where Jefferson got screwed. I think Debo is perfectly fine. I think that he is a unique offensive weapon. I think that he's basically a running back wide receiver hybrid. And then I understand he's got Kupp and OBJ on there. Kupp, yes, is certainly a top 5 wide receiver, if not the best wide receiver. I mean, if you get the Triple Crown, where you lead the league in receptions and yards and touchdowns, you deserve a little bit of respect. And OBJ, no. I understand that Ramsey is trying to hype up his teammate, won a Super Bowl with him, but OBJ hasn't been a top 5 receiver in years, probably since his Giants days and early on in his Giants tenure. I don't think he was ever a top 5 receiver with the Browns. Obviously wasn't one last season. So no, he would not be in the top 5. So Jefferson is the most notable omission from this list. And like we said, Ramsey tried to walk this back a little bit on Instagram, where he did a story, and then he talked about, top 5 from 2021, and actually I got to include Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson and Keenan Allen and Mike Evans, who, Mike Evans did terrible things to Jalen Ramsey in the playoffs, man, as well as Jamar Chase. So I think that would be my top 10-ish in no particular order. But the fact that Jefferson doesn't crack the top 5, and I would take Jefferson over Davante Adams. I would take Jefferson over Tyreek Hill. I would take Jefferson over Debo. I would obviously take Jefferson over OBJ. And I would take Jefferson over Cooper Kupp. Because even though Cooper Kupp had this phenomenal year last year, Justin Jefferson certainly has a couple years on him in terms of age, a lot younger, as well as his ceiling here. Like, even though Cooper Kupp is up here, Jefferson easily could be that dude. So I understand. Jalen Ramsey is trying to hedge his bets a little bit. He intentionally left Justin Jefferson out of his top 5, but then it's like, oh, no, I mean, Ryan Clark. It's all on Ryan Clark. He wouldn't let me go. He wouldn't let me put 10 names in a top 5. But the fact that he included a handful of guys, especially OBJ, ahead of Jefferson, just added to the list. Just added to the list of disrespect. And the Vikings aren't scheduled to play the Rams this year. Kevin O'Connell revenge game. Playoffs? playoffs one time, especially if and when it's going to be at US Bank Stadium after the Vikings get the 1 seed. The Rams trot on in. Jalen Ramsey just like, all right, so let's do this. And then Jefferson shows him who really is the top 5 receiver in this league. And he definitely ain't 5. He definitely ain't 4. He definitely ain't 3. And he sure as hell ain't 2. So, I love the idea of Jefferson where if they can protect Kirk Cousins and in a Kevin O'Connell offense where they can funnel targets and looks his way, a la Cooper Kupp with the Rams last year, do it. Just do it, baby. But your thoughts are thoughts. Jalen Ramsey does not think Justin Jefferson is a top 5 receiver. Spicy. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.